Per me la vittoria più importante è quella che devo ancora conseguire.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Lights Out podcast. So in this episode I wanted to try something new, so I've decided that I'm going to be not reading from a script today. I'm going to be just talking about the race and my impressions and how I felt and what I thought and all of that. And yeah, let's get into it. I'm very excited. So the race opening itself was very chaotic. Overtakes were going on all across the field with cars, trying to battle it out with each other. The highlight of this, let's say, is Leclerc going from P10 to P7, which is, we can say, the highlight of his race after a heartbreaking qualifying session that left him going to P10 after he had an issue with his brakes, I feel, and he ended up going into the wall, and he had to retire from qualifying, and he ended up placing in 10th in Q3. So after that, once the race had kind of calmed down, everybody was getting into the flow of it, everybody was trying to warm their tires and get used to the circuit. It was calming down. We had our first retirement of the race on lap 6, which was Lance Stroll, and at that point everybody was struggling with tire degradation, with their tires falling off. We even can quote Max Verstappen saying on the radio, "I'm even wobbling on the straight, it's impressive." George Russell, even who was leading the race at this point with 3 seconds between him and second place, went on the radio to say that the front felt a bit weak, under balance. So he was also struggling with tires. Everybody was struggling with tires. And at this point, Lewis Hamilton went to pit for a different set of tires, and so Kimi Antonelli was in second place behind George Russell, and Kimi wanted to battle it out with George for the lead of the race, but the team ordered him to hold positions and not battle out because they had Norris behind them, and that was a threat that they wanted to avoid. Now the highlight of this race is Lewis Hamilton and the VSC. So let's talk about it. So there was a virtual safety car, and everybody was frantically figuring out, should we pit, should we not pit, what should we do? During this, Ferrari made an excellent strategy choice, which is not often the case for Ferrari, let's note that. But they made an excellent choice, and they decided to pit him for hard tires, and after that he went flying. He overtook everybody, and he was in first place. Well, at this point he was already in first place, so after he boxed, he went out in first place, and he was flying. He kept widening the gap between him and second place. At some point it was, I think, 15 seconds, maybe even more. It was amazing, honestly, watching him just, going through that blistering straight every time, knowing that he's going to take the win. And he did take the win. But before that, let's talk about the Mercedes battle. So behind him, George Russell was in P2, and behind him, Kimi Antonelli was in P3. So this is George Russell, this is Kimi Antonelli. And Kimi wanted to overtake George for P2, saying that he had more pace. The team told him not to do that and to hold his position. On the other hand, they were telling George Russell to hurry up and pick up the pace, or else they would order a team order that made them basically switch positions to protect from the threat that is still Norris, still behind them. Antonelli eventually grew impatient, and with 5 laps left on the race, he decided to overtake George, and he successfully overtook him for the position, and he was now in P2. But sadly for Kimi Antonelli, he retired due to some mechanical issues, and he ended up losing very useful points for the championship, especially with Lewis Hamilton winning this race and gaining more points to catch up with him in the championship. So at last, Lewis Hamilton crossed the line to finish the race in first. This is not only his 7th win in Barcelona Catalunya, making it a record that he broke, because he used to have 6 wins, which was a tied record with Michael Schumacher, but now he had broken that record with 7 wins. This is also his 106th career win. How crazy is that, honestly? 106 career wins. Not only that, this is his first win in Rosso Corsa with Ferrari, which is honestly amazing, seeing the emotion that he had and seeing how proud he felt and how the team were so happy for him. 2025 was definitely a tough year for Ferrari in general, whether it was Charles Leclerc or Lewis Hamilton. So to see the team finally have a win in 2026 is definitely a good sign. It's a sign that we're moving forward, that we're moving towards something that we're going to be happy with, and it's a sign that we're going to have more wins coming. So let's look forward to that. And that'll be all for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was as fun as it was for me, just sitting here and talking to you without a script, just unadulterated conversation. And since this is a conversation, please feel free to leave your comments and your thoughts and ideas and everything that you want to say down in the comments below. I will be checking them out. And thank you so much for watching again. Bye!